Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is the Art of Creation Homestead, and you know it's cold outside here in Southwest Ohio, but it's warming up. There's snow on the ground. It's late. It's mid to late February, but it's time to start some brassica seeds. Brassica, okay, B-R-A-S-S-I-C-A, brassica. It's all your cabbages, kale, collards, broccoli, cauliflower, those types of things. Cool weather crops that really need to be planted actually a few weeks before your last frost, okay? If you plant them too late in the year, they're not going to go well. They don't like heat so much, okay? Some varieties can handle it more than others, but nonetheless, it's time to start those seeds if you want to plant them, okay? And so here's our seed starting for that style of vegetable, okay? We're going to show you how we go through it, what dirt we use, things of that nature, okay? How you need to start your seeds for the best possible germination, and how you need to get going with them for the best possible production on your small space, okay? That's the kind of thing we do here. We want to teach you how to grow the most vegetables possible in your small space. That's what we do, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And so let's get started. The first thing we'll do is get our dirt ready, okay? We're using something here. What we're using is Miracle-Gro Performance Organics, okay? Container mix. Got it? That is our dirt of choice for starting seeds. It's a light mix. We do not deal with seed starting mixes, okay? This little Jiffy seed starting mix, they say it's real light for best for starting seeds. We don't mess with that. It's a waste of time and money, to be honest with you, okay? To have to put them in these little bitty cups and put them in the little bitty seed starting cells and start a seed and then transplant it up to a bigger cup and then transplant it outside. It's a waste of time and money. It's no point in it. You can do it just fine like this. So what we'll do is we'll take these cups. They're very small. You can buy like 100, 110 of them on Amazon for a cheap price. It'll vary. That price will vary, by the way, by which Chinese brand you're getting them from, to be honest with you. But you can buy them on Amazon. And for this, we use these small cups. Okay, they're, again, next to my head. Okay, I got a big head. We'll put a link in the description, though, for this style of cup that we're using, okay? All right, we're inside, so we got a little piece of black plastic down so we don't get dirt all over the place. But we put it in this bucket, and we will wet it down, okay? We're going to wet it down to where it makes a good clump in your hand, okay? See? Get in there. Get a good clump in your hand. Now, the reason being is that dirt needs to be wet to start with, because your seeds need to be wet and they need to create humidity when they're starting to heat up, okay? Some people will tell you to wet the dirt down after you put them in there. We don't recommend that because you can wash the seeds down. Once you start wetting it down on the top, you can wash the seeds down too far into your dirt. They don't need to be that deep, all right? So we do it like this, so the dirt's moist enough to start with. And when that dirt heats up, it creates more humidity. And humidity, along with the heat, is what helps germinate your seeds better, okay? So we'll take your cup. Now, look, they don't dip really well, okay? Because they're a little flimsy, but they work great for this. Drop your dirt in there. You want to tamp it down a little bit, okay? Because you need some soil compaction in there just a little bit. At the bottom, it helps root development because the roots need something to latch onto as they grow. But at the top, you'll want it to tamp it down just a little bit, because your seeds need that contact with the dirt, okay? A good dirt contact with the seed is necessary for a good germination, all right? So we'll do that. We'll fill up our cups, kind of like that, okay? And see, tamp it down just a little bit with your fingers, no big deal, and you'll tamp it down a little bit more once you put your seed in. So then once we get our cups filled, we put them on these trays, okay? We've got all of our cups laid out here, but we put them on these trays that are on these heat mats that we've already got warming up, okay? It's good to already have the heat mats warming up. That way things can just start getting warm. The faster they get warm, the better your germination is, all right? Now to what we're planting, okay? We're going to show you real fast what we got. We're going to be planting some Red Express cabbage. We're going to be planting some green cabbage. It's a Tiara hybrid cabbage. Some broccoli. Some collards. Casper kale from Baker Creek, and some Ragged Jack kale from Baker Creek, okay? What we're going to show you here, though, this whole tray, okay, there's 16 in each one, if I'm mistaken. Yep, 16 in each one. Okay, so one whole tray is gonna be cabbage, one whole tray is gonna be broccoli. Okay, and I'll show you real fast what we're doing. We're not gonna show you how to plant all 32 cups. Okay, I'm gonna show you a few of them. Well, we had to figure out what we wanted to plant, how we wanted to plant it. What method we're planting it in outside, and what we want to plant afterwards. Because in a small space setting, you really want to, if you're maximizing your growing potential, you want a succession plant, which is what we do. It's a big deal for growing the most food we possibly can grow in our small space. So you want to pay attention to what you're doing as far as days of maturity, how long it's going to take before harvest, and then what you can put in there afterwards. So like this cabbage, all right, Red Express cabbage, it says it is 63 days to maturity. Okay, and so where we're going to put it at, we're going to put it in there afterwards. If we take it here and put it out before a few weeks before the last frost, and then if it takes another 8 weeks to afterwards, I count it forward, and it'll still be early enough to plant some bush beans afterwards. Okay, because bush beans are fast growing as well. So that's something to keep in mind, is count your days out afterwards, okay, to make sure that you'll have time to get in the crop afterwards. Okay, that's a big deal for growing in a small space. So these types of things here, we pay attention, and these types of things will be fully ready to mature, fully mature and ready to harvest, early June, so we can still get in another crop, something else afterwards, like some bush beans or whatever, that only take a couple months as well. So that being said, pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure that you're growing what you want to grow, and also make sure that you're not planting too much of something. Like we plant for failure. Okay, to be honest with you, we plant for failure, but we also plant for abundance as well. So like, if we plant for failure, let's just say we plant 8 of these cabbage cups, okay, and we don't really need 8 cabbages or 8 of this kind of cabbage. There's only 2 of us. There's only so much you can do with cabbage. You can eat it fresh and make sauerkraut, things like that. But we won't use a ton of cabbage. But we're planting for failure. We're planting for abundance. Like if we happen to get all of it, we have some to share, correct? But also, if we happen to have 50% success on it, then we still have plenty of cabbage to eat on. And also, we plant for feeding chickens with it. I mean, like if we had 8 heads, and we only wanted 3, we'd give 3 away, have a couple for the chickens, and everybody's happy, right? Everybody's happy. They're getting good food. So we kind of plant for that as well. We'll plant like 8 cups of the Red Express, and then we're planting 8 of the other 2, or 10? 10 of the other. So we're planting 8 of that and 10 of the other. So that part there. Pay attention to how much you want, how much you're gonna get. Understand you may not have 100% success, so plant for some failure as well. Plant a little extra. Well, we're gonna put 2 seeds in each cup, so that way if one doesn't germinate, we still have another one. Okay. So actually, what we're doing in this one is some broccoli. We want a good amount of broccoli. We're going to plant it in a variety of methods. So we're going to plant this Gurney's Blue Ribbon hybrid broccoli, okay, in these cups here. And the reason we're planting so much broccoli, like more than cabbage, okay, we'll plant 16 cups of this broccoli, because you can blanch and freeze broccoli. There's not as much to do with cabbage, but broccoli we're going to put 16 cups because you can preserve broccoli a little bit easier than you can cabbage. You blanch it and freeze it, use it later. So we want to try and have more broccoli. And again, planting 16 cups. If 4 of them don't make it, we still got 12 plants of broccoli. So that's still a decent amount of broccoli for Angela and I. So that makes a difference. So again, pay attention to how much you want of each thing, how easy it is to preserve, how easy it is to use fresh, and make sure you're growing the appropriate amounts for your household. Broccoli again is a very fast this one's a very fast growing variety. Very small seeds. Extraordinarily small seeds. Okay, so be careful. I've got plenty in my hand. We're gonna try and only get 2 in each cup. That may be a difficult task, but but with seeds like this as well, you drop one in, it's gonna bounce, watch it, and I just tend to tamp it down with my finger. The pack says a 1/4 inch deep, okay? With these, they're sticking in my fingers as they are. You might get more than 2 seeds in a cup. So drop one in, push it. I tend to push them in. Angela will tend to make a little hole and cover it over with her finger. Either way is right. It's okay, whatever's comfortable for you. But you got to make sure it's inside the dirt, under the dirt, and tamp that dirt down on top of it, okay? To make sure you have good soil contact on your seeds. Because without the moisture and the soil contact and the heat, they all got to work together, okay? Without all that, the seeds just aren't going to germinate very well. That's just plain and simple. So we got them on the heat mat. The heat's that's warming the dirt. We put them inside this dirt. There's probably 3 seeds inside this cup here because they stuck to my finger. That's okay as well. And yep, there's 3 there. Woo! Mercy. So, but anyways, get them inside the dirt. Tamp the dirt down on top of them. Make sure your dirt's moist, right? Okay, we've got everything planted. Okay, all the seeds are in, and we've got a few of them covered and sprayed already. Now we left one uncovered, so I'll show you what we did real fast. Now, obviously, the dirt is damp. It's already wet, but for humidity's sake and make sure the top stays moist, take a sprayer. Get you a good sprayer. We've got this on Tractor Supply in the cleaning section. It's the best sprayer we can find. It's really good. Get a nice mist going. So you want to spray each cup with a nice mist. Keep it nice and moist, okay? So you do it with a mist because you don't want to wash down your seeds. You want to keep the dirt moist and keep humidity high without washing your seeds out, okay? It's very, very important. I mean, details are important at this point, okay? Paying attention to detail is very important. It's germinating the seeds is most of the battle, okay? It really is. You want to make sure you do it right. You don't want to waste your time or your seeds doing it wrong, to be honest with you. Okay? Because if you've done something wrong and skip steps thinking it doesn't really stinking matter, then you may just be wasting your time. And it can take a couple of weeks for things to germinate sometimes, okay? So why do you want to waste 2 weeks? Then you're 2 weeks behind in your growing season, and that sucks, right?
And you're wasting money as well.
Wasting money, wasting seeds, and seeds are valuable. As we've noticed, seeds are not easy to come by. Seeds are very valuable, and your time is very valuable. All right. Now, while I'm doing this, Angela, show them right here. You're gonna see some mist while I've already sprayed from these others, but right here, you can see where it's already starting to create humidity in there. Okay.
It's right there.
It's very important. That's a good sign. Very, very good sign. And now you see what we've done here. While I keep spraying, you see how we put this on. All this is pressed down. This plastic wrap is pressed down. We'll show you in a second what's going on. But it's very important for the humidity of it, okay? Now a lot of people are going to tell you, or going to show you having those domes. Those humidity domes that you can buy. We don't mess with that, okay? We don't mess around with buying humidity domes. While they work, we've had them before. They do work. That does keep humidity in there. They're also kind of expensive for just a piece of molded plastic that you're only going to use a couple times a year. So what we do.
And everyone has this in the house.
Yes, everyone's got plastic wrap, right? So, and that's all you're doing this for is humidity, okay? It's just doing it for humidity. Plus, it allows you some flexibility for something as well. Because what happens is, once your seeds sprout, like if these seeds in these cups sprout, but everything else hasn't, well, we can peel that back and let them out because you don't want to keep your sprouts in humidity. It makes them grow too fast and grow real leggy. You want to keep them down and let them grow more naturally instead of in that humid climate in there, because if you want to get them growing real leggy and real fast, the plant itself isn't as strong. So you want to, this plastic wrap allows you to Heck, you could probably even cut a hole right here, like if the one in the middle had germinated but the others hadn't, you could cut a hole right here in the middle and allow it fresh air and non-humid air while you kept the humidity level up on these others. Well, with a dome, you can't do that stuff. The dome just, you have to keep everything in that humid environment until it is germinated, and that can be harmful to some of your other starts. Very, very important to get your plants started off right, and that's what we're trying to help you do. Start off right, keep going a whole year right, and typically that results in a great harvest. And that's what we're here to help you do, is harvest the most seeds, harvest seeds. Harvest the most vegetables and food possible in a small space, okay? So just take your plastic wrap, obviously, and get it over top of your cups. Just press it down.
It will stick to the top of the cups
stick.
Because you sprayed them. It will stick to the top of the cups.
The water helps it stick. And you just keep them, maybe even get a little extra, tuck it around the edges of some of these cups if you can. But the biggest thing is just seal it down the best you can over top of the individual cups. And now you want to make sure you come back every day or so, every couple of days, and make sure that the dirt stays moist on top. Okay, and then I'd say in 5 days, especially 5 days, really start looking for germination. Even though it might take longer, it might take, like I said, it could take 2 weeks. But start paying attention and looking for seed germination, because you don't want to keep them in that environment too long after they've germinated. Okay.
And you want to take the heat mat from under them once they've germinated.
Once they've germinated too. See, we got heat mats here. Okay, they're on. You can see the heat mats are underneath these seed trays. We'll show you our whole setup when it's complete. Our whole seed starting setup when it's complete. We're waiting on a couple items that have shipped but haven't got here yet. So once that's complete, we will show you everything we've got, and we'll get a list of everything we've got going. That way you know what we're talking about, what we're looking at, and if you want some of these things, you can see where to get it. But so you got the heat mat there. Once some of these things, once they start germinating, you want to get them off the heat as fast as possible. Honestly, in reality, right here, you could even just flip this plastic up, and it's going to allow some coolness to come to the dirt itself just by keeping it uncovered.
And look how much humidity's already built.
Yeah. Well, I sprayed some of that.
But that's
some of that. No,
that's underneath.
You're right. Some of that's underneath because you can see I can't rub it off. So you're right.
It's already building.
It's already building good humidity.
You can already see it in here as well.
Oh, right here is really good.
And
right here is really
it's
good.
already starting.
Yep. So it's already starting, and that's a big deal. That humidity is very key to getting your seeds started. It's really, really difficult to get them started without humidity. Okay. So I believe that does it. All right.
For now.
I believe that does it. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll have our email address in the description if you need to ask us questions and you don't want to put it publicly on the YouTube comments. But please, honestly, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. We want to encourage you, help you along the way, do everything we can to help you be the most food independent and food secure this year that you ever been, okay? Even on a small space. All right, we love you guys. Appreciate you watching. God bless you and goodbye.